Everybody, thank you very much for joining. Kevin and I today, we're going to go over ways that AI is driving the sales process, helping customers grow their business. We'll start with Kevin providing a bit of an overview, and then I'll provide a demonstration overview of KnowledgeNet, and then we'll go back to Kevin. So thank you very much for joining today. Kevin, why don't you get started?
I can see all of you out there in listener land, so I appreciate your time and the time out of your day. A couple of things is that I've got clients and I personally use KnowledgeNet.ai. And the reason I use it, and I think what is valuable to share forward is how it helps me and my customers leverage a tool to make better sales calls. So the kind of the high level and where Ben and I were talking about bringing forth valuable content. I said, well, I think that the listeners might want to know, am I using it, right? Am I using a tool, and how is it helping me? So the high level view for me is that the AI tool connects to all the relevant tools that I use in my own sales process, right? LinkedIn, my personal CRM, and all the things that I use to try and sell more effectively. What that looks like in practice, and where I want to dispel some kind of thinking around this is not something that I solely use to create content for me. I use it as a way and a leverage and a fulcrum to do better research and gather better insights. So when I am able to, as a salesperson or leading a group of salespeople, when we're able to ferret out and generate new conversations, this is a tool that we use to learn more about the company, about people in the company, their trajectory, even down to and including the most recent post or the quarterly earnings statements and all of those things. Ben, should we go to the next slide?
Absolutely.
When I started using KnowledgeNet, I went through this wonderful training and really got me clear on the type of person I was looking for, that my ideal client profile, my ICP. And what I was challenged with, and what I imagine most people that are not using a tool like this are challenged with, is not really knowing how to find your ICP in the digital domains. So for the listeners out there, if you're thinking about, well, what is my ideal client? It's the demographics, the psychographics. It's all the things that help us identify the who behind the title and the business or the business profile or vertical. So really leaning into that is a really important way that we first engage this AI tool as a means to be more effective in the use of our time. So if you're out there in listener land and you're thinking of, well, what should my ICP look like? Just write just some of the high level stuff, even down to business vertical, number of employees, relevant industry statistics, things of that nature. Let's go to the next slide here. So when we think about where does all this information land, and it's what I do for a living, me and my folks at Sales Xceleration and Lighthouse Sales Advisors. When we think about working with a business, we think about how are we using tools to support the holistic needs of a business. We're thinking about assessing our team. We're thinking about leveraging the value of a sales infrastructure and a sales process, and then managing people through a design process to get better information out of it. So KnowledgeNet is a tool that I use in that sales process, not only for defining a process, but also for managing sales. So are my sales teams that I'm managing leveraging what they can digitally find, commercially find about their prospects? By virtue of using all those things, now I've got a basis and bedrock for training and coaching, leveraging what I learn in the market to help craft better messages to unearth better insights about a client, helps us as salespeople lock into really the value of our message, and whatever we're selling or solutioning to the market, we're able to do that more efficiently and effectively because we know more on the front side. It's less hours spent on research, and it's more activity thinking about how to use what I quickly learn to have a better informed first sales call. Let's go to the next slide. So part of the value we can really draw out. So now that we've got an ICP and we've got a target metric where I'm using things like LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And what's really interesting about that is once I get through that process to a specific target, I'm able to engage the KnowledgeNet tool to also find additional contacts. And Ben will show this in the demo here, but the value and the power of this tool is really, really significant because it takes additionally everyone in your domain, that has your same, domain email address, and takes the power of their network and leverages against your goals so that you're taking multiple data points in the total network It's that digital knowledge, and I love the term KnowledgeNet because it's able to cast a wider net of capability and possibility by utilizing all the data and insights you already have and can be gleaned through this tool. So a little bit of a buzzword from my side there, and I recognize that, but using the people in our individual businesses, the people that share our same email domains, using their historical digital communications, plus my goals to infiltrate and to find new opportunities to serve new clients is how this tool really adds enterprise-wide value to my practice. We can go through kind of this discussion about where are you now? And it's really important to people like us who are building professional referral networks to think, how many hours are we dedicating to LinkedIn in today's time? What other tools do we have in the mix that are costing us revenue? I mean, anything that we extract from the cost line drops straight to the bottom line. So this is a net income driver for businesses I work with because we're no longer spending, allocating these dollars and budget dollars to some of the traditional tools. We're able to leverage a very robust tool in a way that is, number one, discernible and useful to a sales team. It's widely adoptable at a very quick pace, and it aligns everything in our technology stack, all of our CRM, email, business intelligence, marketing. We get that three-way handshake between sales, marketing, and prospecting to really drive sustainable outcomes. So with that approach, Ben, I want to toss it over to you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Kevin. And kind of as a wrapping up on this typical approach, what's happening these days is although the team may be following the process, they're getting very little results, typically a 1% return on emails that are sent out with generic messaging, or even if they have SDRs and BDRs making outbound calls, they're not getting a response. And so the biggest part of the value of KnowledgeNet is helping you grow your business by warm referrals. And for the people that are on the call today, we can help you by delivering in 10 business days, 1,000 prioritized leads so that you can leverage your relationships to grow your business faster while at the same time reducing the costs that Kevin was talking about earlier. So the way that this works is we create a KnowledgeNet organization for your company, and we invite the users to that, the sales team, and they sync their email and their LinkedIn connections to that KnowledgeNet organization, making, like what Kevin said, an enterprise-wide relationship brain. We use AI to put that brain together, and then throughout the demo here and in our discussion today, you'll see other ways that KnowledgeNet is using AI to surface and provide insights to customers or prospects. These are some of the 6 ways that we're doing that. 1, we're providing you warm referrals and introductions. Who in your network can introduce you to that prospect that you're trying to contact? Which of your current customers have changed jobs? And you could go to those customers, those contacts that were great customers, and go to their new company. When you need contacts, we provide 280 million contacts with detailed filters. We provide personality profiles. So when you're going to meet with a prospect or even a customer, you can identify personality profiles so that you can meet with them in a way that they're going to be most receptive. We provide web traffic intelligence. Which companies are going to your website anonymously? And we can create highly customized AI-generated emails. So as far as leveraging your relationships, who in your network can introduce you to that prospect? That's the value of KnowledgeNet. We identify exactly how people are connected and allowing you to ask for that warm introduction in seconds. Once you identify the person, we provide the personality profiles so that you can message to them in a way that is going to be most impactful. And if you're using KnowledgeNet to generate those emails, it takes into consideration those personality profiles as well. So you can instantly write an email. I'll show you here in a second in the demo so that it's very customized and it includes the personality profiles. The way that we're generating these 1,000 leads in 10 business days is we create the relationship brain like we've been talking about. You identify your ideal customer profile, and then we use AI to search through 280 million contacts, leveraging your relationship brain and your ideal customer profile, and then deliver 1,000 prioritized leads, each one of them with a warm introduction. This is something that would take, a sales team hundreds of hours to put together. We deliver the first set in 5 days, and then we meet with you to make sure we're on track and deliver the rest within the next 5 days. So how much value would this deliver, to your business to be able to grow your business 20%? Well, we've been doing this for many years. We have many case studies that we can provide you as support of what we're talking about, customers that you can talk to. One of them in Houston is an engineering firm that closed $14 million worth of business in 4 months by leveraging the accuracy of the KnowledgeNet information. So for our customers, we have a package that gets them started right away. The package includes 1,000 prioritized leads, 2 premium licenses for salespeople that you are able to continue to use for 12 months, 6 premium licenses for passive users, people that you add, additional users you would add to make the relationship brain bigger, 1 month of web traffic intelligence, and all of this for $1,000. It's essentially the same cost as you would pay for just a couple of users to use KnowledgeNet. And for those of you that may not have a team, but you've joined and you're trying to grow your individual business, or even if it's just another way to get started, you can start with KnowledgeNet at $30 per month per user with no contract, just month to month. If you're getting value later, you can make that an annual agreement and save an additional 17%. It would be $25 per user at that point. So let me show you some examples of what we've been talking about. If I go to this website here for Nationwide Gutter, and I click on the KnowledgeNet Chrome extension, it shows me information about Nationwide Gutter. As I know, no one in my company has ever communicated with Nationwide Gutter, but I'm looking to expand my business. Maybe I'm a plastic manufacturer and I'm looking for large companies or medium-sized companies to sell our extruded products to. I can see with this customer or prospect connection paths. These are the warm introductions that I've been talking about. So if I click on here with Joe English, I can see exactly how Joe and I are connected. We've had 7 meetings, 96 emails, and I can see how Joe is connected to the founder of Nationwide Gutter. So I could ask Joe, because I know him, for an introduction simply by clicking this blue button, Write Intro Email. And when I click that, it packages up all of this relationship intelligence into a custom prompt in ChatGPT and generates the email exactly asking Joe for that introduction to Renee. If I go and close this X box and then I click on the information tab, then I'm able to see more information about the founder. I can click here and unlock his cell phone number. I've already unlocked it, but I made it dark here. So because we're on a nationwide webinar, I can click here and click on his personality profile. So once I'm ready to meet with him, I've used that introduction to secure a meeting. Now it's time to meet with him. I can click here and unlock his personality profile to see what are his motivators, what are his drainers, how does he like to be communicated to, how can we work together, and recommendations of do's and don'ts when I'm speaking to him. So these are just examples, not his profile, but exactly how KnowledgeNet works to provide real personality intelligence. If I close this box here and go back, if I don't have a connection path, I can use KnowledgeNet to write an email, a customized email to Renee coming from me. So all the details about me, this is automatically filled in, all the information about me and my company. And then I click the next button and it's all the information about Renee and Renee's company. So when I click next, it's packaging up those two areas into and making it a custom prompt into ChatGPT, which is embedded here in KnowledgeNet, and automatically generating that email, focused on introducing our company to Renee. If I click on the company here, I'm able to see some interesting things as well. On the information tab, I can see information about the company. I can click here and find similar companies. I can click here and access all of the employees of the company. If I click on find similar companies, it does another custom prompt into ChatGPT and delivers back all of these companies, the top 10. I can ask for 10 more because this is ChatGPT is embedded in here, and I can start that process over again with another company. I can select it and start to explore it. Maybe I'm doing that with LeafGuard. Or the sales team can also use KnowledgeNet to identify contacts I mentioned at the beginning with 270 million contacts and 70 million businesses. So I just typed in gutter. I found 3,293 companies that have gutter or as a keyword search. And then I can do the same thing here and search for contacts, founders, CEOs, owners, lots of different filters to search 270 million people. Kevin, I'm going to turn it back over to you here.
Sure. So thanks, Ben. And thanks for that. A quick story for everybody listening here. I was working with a customer yesterday, and this is a real life story. This isn't one I manufactured. I was working with a customer yesterday, and we were talking about qualifying the size of a department in a Fortune 500 company that we were targeting with a very specific message. And we said, well, I think everybody on this call knows that I'm from Cincinnati. I live in Cincinnati. So we were targeting a local outreach with this tool. So we said, show me everybody in their finance department and show me only the ones that are in leadership roles and based in Cincinnati. By that type of design, we were able to pull out from those 280 million name listings, so able to pull out what was really valuable to us. And now we've got a methodology, right? Now this is where this ties into what you're looking at the screen here. When we've got a sales methodology for designed outreach and design sales processes, we build out this infrastructure that's complete with a sales process, complete with the sale into a sales outreach. Taking all those pieces together is how we leverage the power of KnowledgeNet into an actual sales process. In all, what you're looking at the five major knowledge domains that I work in when I'm working with any customer. And so I've tied together KnowledgeNet with the sales infrastructure build, the sales management build. Are we using this day in, day out to cultivate and surface better leads? Are we looking for people who know how to adopt and use and utilize technology? Training and coaching. What filters and keywords and searches are we using to leverage the capability and competency of a salesperson in opening up new relationships? So all that is how we bring this type of tool to bear in all the domains that we serve as sales consultants. Ben gave me an opportunity to talk a little bit more about something new on the front for me. I'm excited about this as well. So Sales Xceleration, we've launched a framework. Now, a framework is exactly that. It is the instead of a done for you, which is what I typically do with my clients, this is a DIY model where I, as a consultant, would come to work with businesses across the span of 12 months to work on building a sales blueprint over the course of 3 days to build out that framework for them, for the customer, a business owner like yourself, to utilize throughout a year. We found that this can be a great step for businesses trying to get organized and get really intentional on building out a sales organization and professionalizing a sales organization, getting everyone on the same page with marketing, messaging, go-to-market, shared metrics, the whole 9 yards. This is a brand new to the market as of this month tool that we're excited to announce. And Ben, thanks for giving me the platform to announce it to the wider world here.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for joining our webinar today. And we've provided our contact information. If you're interested in anything that you saw today, you want follow-up, please, of course, reach out to us, and we'd be happy to meet with you on a one-on-one basis, either regarding KnowledgeNet or for Kevin regarding, being an outsourced VP of sales, some of the framework ideas that he had talked to you about.
Ben, I appreciate that. And what's interesting, and while you're checking the chat there, is I find how relevant this is as a tool with the business owners I work with, because when they come back and say, hey, wow, this saved me an immense amount of time just finding out relevant information, finding the right questions to ask about a specific business, not just an assumed set of questions for a business vertical. This makes our prospecting calls much more fruitful on every prospecting effort. So I can continue to reference this forward because my customers are experiencing great results with growing pipeline and growing traction in their sales processes today.
Well, Kevin, I think we will conclude our webinar today. We'll send everyone that attended a copy of this recording. And again, thank you all very much for joining.
Thanks. Happy selling.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.